there. Welcome to my live broadcast. I'm Shanta Prince, and I help coaches to build personal brands, create high ticket offers, and get paying clients. So today I'm talking about just that. I'm talking about how to launch three different things that you can do to launch your program so that you can get more clients. Now, I want to talk about first, let me just say that there are more ways to get clients than actually doing like a full blown launch. And what I mean by launch is some type of conversion event, right? A conversion event is something that you host in order to convert your ideal clients to actual clients, right? So they go from ideal client to actually paying client, right? So you put on some type of event to convert people into your program. And so that's what I mean by conversion events. So there are some things that you can do to get clients outside of a conversion event. But today we're talking about three launch strategies, which are conversion events that you can do to get more clients. And notice, I don't know if you noticed this or not, but the title says so that you can get more clients, right? Because there are ways to get clients on a consistent basis outside of launching. But I want to talk about this because one of the biggest mistakes that new coaches make is that, well, new coaches and mentors make is that they don't do things to position themselves as experts. Okay, so because they haven't done the work to position themselves as experts or to be seen as a person who has a solution to their ideal client's problems, a lot of times it's very difficult to sell because they haven't done the work, right? So the thing is, when you buy something, you want to examine the thing first. You want to be able to look at it, you want to be able to experience it. How does it feel? What a lot of times when I'm walking through the store, if I see something that I like, some type of, clothing or something that I'm interested in, I always touch it, right? Because first of all, I need to see what is the material like? Because I might like this, but when I touch it, I may not like the material. Well, in the online space, we're not able to reach out and touch, right? So the way that people get to see what they're getting is by seeing what you can do. And the way that they see what you do is by some type of conversion event. Now, that's not the only way to show what you can do because you can do client testimonials and client case studies and a whole bunch of other things. But your ideal clients want to see that you can actually help them. They want to see that you have the solution to their problem. And so, in order for them to do that, you host some type of conversion event and then you give value. Just like if you're inside of my Facebook group, if you're watching me inside of the Facebook group, you know what I'm talking about. You know that I give a ton of value when we do the brand and demand boot camps or any other thing that I do. I give a lot of value. Why? Because if you're interested in working with me, I want you to see what you get inside of my programs. I want you to see how I actually serve my clients. And so what you see right now is the same thing they get behind the scenes, except they get more details. They get my support, my real-time support, and helping them to navigate through things. And they get me helping them to actually implement the things that I teach. And so that's the main difference. But what you see right now is what you get. And so what's happening is so many coaches and mentors and consultants, they're just trying to sell their offers and their programs, which that's okay. But if you want to get more clients, you need to consider some type of conversion event so that you can bring in more clients at one time instead of bringing in clients one by one, which is okay. Like I know of a person who never launches, but he's into seven figures and he's doing it all by organic, direct messaging and connecting with people organically. And for those of you who are new to to this space, I like to explain things in a way that even a total beginner can understand it. So when I say organic, I mean not paying for advertisements, right? There are ways that you can get clients and build your business organically if that's the way that you want to go, to where you don't have to pay for ads. However, I like for my clients to know both ways. I want them to know how to find new clients organically and also to learn how to do it by running ads, which we'll be talking about inside of my program later on this month. We're actually doing a Facebook ads boot camp, which I'm super excited about. Now, you may not know this about me, but I used to write Facebook ads as a done for you service. So I used to write ads for clients, But I don't do that anymore. So don't be sending me DMs talking about, can you help me write my Facebook ads? Because I will run. It's not something that I want to do every single day, but I do enjoy actually writing the copy and doing all of the setup inside of the ads manager. So, okay, so we talked about the difference between organic and paid advertisements, but what you want to do when when you're getting prepared for some type of conversion event, you want to drive as many people to that conversion event as you possibly can. Why? Because the more people who show up at your conversion event, the greater your chances of actually converting people and getting some new clients. So let's talk about some of those things that you can do. Okay, let's talk about some conversion events or launch strategies that you can do if you want to get more clients. We talked about showing forth your expertise, allowing people to see who you are and what you can do. And these are things that you can do to demonstrate that. So basically the whole concept of a launch strategy is you serving, you showing, demonstrating your expertise and allowing your audience to get to know you, right? Your ideal clients are in your audience and you're giving them that opportunity to get to know you before they actually invest with you. Okay. So, all of the strategies that I'm getting ready to talk about, these are ways that you can show up, serve people, and demonstrate your expertise. Okay. So, let me start out with talking about, okay, wait, I guess all of the ones that I'm talking about are my favorites. So, okay. So, the first one I want to talk about is a webinar. Okay. You can do a webinar, and the whole concept of doing each of these events are you giving value and then you actually sharing an opportunity for them to join you inside of your program. So you're going to give the value and then you're going to share with them what your program is and extend the opportunity for those who want to work with you on a deeper level. You're going to give them that opportunity to do so during that conversion event because there will be some people who are going to want to work with you on a deeper level. They're going to attend your conversion event and they're going to say, oh my goodness, I want more. I need more of this information. I need more of this amazing content. And so you give them the value and then you extend your offer. So my favorite one, okay, like I said, they're all my favorites. So I can't really say one. So the webinar, I like to teach, as you can see. I like to teach, I like to talk. So my favorite launch strategy is the webinar. And I love the webinar because you get the opportunity to not only show your expertise, but there's room in the webinar for you to use case studies. And if you don't have any case studies or past testimonials, I do show you what you can do if you don't have testimonials. And if you don't have, let's say you're just getting started and you don't have testimonials yet, that is okay. There are other ways of doing things and also other ways to actually get testimonials. So there's room for you to show your testimonials. There's room for you to talk about your brand and who you are. And there is room for people to get the opportunity to connect with you. And people get the chance to ask you questions, right? But you want to be strategic with how you deal with those questions. And I do teach my clients on how to be strategic when you're doing these events and people are asking you questions. Okay. So the webinar, and you can do a webinar direct to camera, just like how I'm talking to you right now. Or you can do a PowerPoint. Now, I love PowerPoints. Even though some people think PowerPoints are dead, I love a good PowerPoint. There are ways to do PowerPoint presentations that are not boring. They're actually fun. They're actually full of color. And people can actually feel the energy coming from your slides. So you don't have to do boring presentations. So you could do like a presentation where people are just hearing your voice and they're seeing the slides. Or you can do a webinar where they're seeing a small part of your face will be small according to the rest of the screen. So you can have your PowerPoint on the large, showing large on your screen, and then you can have your face like down in the corner in a small little circle or square. And so both of those work very well, where they're just hearing your voice or they're hearing your voice and seeing your face. It depends on how you want to do it, right? If you're having a bad hair day and you're like, listen, I'm not showing my face today. I'm not showing my face today. You can do it the way that you want to do it, the way that fits you. Okay. So direct to camera with no slides, or a slideshow with them just hearing your voice, or a slideshow with them hearing your voice and seeing your face. Okay. So those work very well because, like I said, there's room for people to get acquainted with your brand and feel connected with you and actually see some of the work that you've done in the past. Now, I will say that from experience, if you're selling high ticket, sometimes it can be difficult to get people from a webinar, which is, between 45 and 60 minutes. It can be kind of difficult to get people from a webinar into to directly to sell to buying your high ticket program directly from your sales page, if you have a sales page. And the reason why I say that is because if you're buying a $27 ebook, it doesn't take a lot of familiarity with the person that you're buying from. I buy those kind of things all the time, especially if they're saving me time. I'm like, I need this. If it's like a template or something along those lines that I don't have to recreate, if you can give me a spreadsheet or something that's going to save me time that I don't have to go and create for myself, I'm all in. I will purchase that thing for $27. And I don't even need to know who you are, right? But if someone is going to work with you and you are a coach or a mentor, they want to feel like they know you and they want to feel connected with you. Like they want to be able to relate to you. Okay. So a $27 product does not take the same amount of trust as a 3, 4, 5,000, 6,000, 10,000, $20,000 program, right? So as you get higher up with your pricing, it takes a little bit more time for people to be able to trust you enough to invest that much. And sometimes 45 to 60 minutes may not be enough time for them to feel like they know you enough to invest 10K, right? Now, I don't want to get that confused with if your audience is already warm and they're on your webinar. If your audience is already warm, meaning they already know you, they've been watching your YouTube shows or they've been watching your Facebook shows, they're in your Facebook group, they're on your email list. If they already know you, they're already warmed up to you, then you could convert more on a webinar directly into your program from a sales page if they already know you. If they're cold, meaning they've never seen you a day in their life, that webinar is their first time meeting you, I would suggest instead of sending them directly to your sales page, that you book them on a call. You schedule them for some type of call because on the call you get more of an opportunity to get to know you. Okay, but of course you want to make sure that that person is a good fit for your program, right, before you actually get on the phone with them. But there's a whole lot of stuff that goes in that. But so I would just suggest it to do it that way. If you're selling high ticket and you're doing a webinar, if they're cold, let them book a consultation with you so they can get to know you a little bit better. If they're warmed up to you, you can probably close some sales directly to your sales page. Okay. So webinars are one of my favorite because I like to teach, I like to talk, right? So that's one launch strategy that you can do to get more clients. And like I said before, the whole concept of doing these conversion events, the whole concept is you share your knowledge, you add some value, and then you extend the opportunity for people to join you inside of your program. That's how it works, right? Now, most of us know when we see an event or something along those lines, we know that we're going to get sold something, right? Like, don't you know when you come to a free event that they're going to sell something? For me, I expect to be sold to because if I'm going to take the time to be on that webinar, if I'm going to spend 45 to 60 minutes listening to a webinar, that means I have a problem that I need a solution for. And I'm waiting for the sale. I'm waiting to get to the end of that webinar because I want to know, what do you have that's going to solve my problem? And I'm ready to buy. I'm ready to make that purchase. So I actually expect it. I expect to be sold to when it comes to these conversion events. And it could just be because I've been in this space for a long time, right? But if I'm spending that time, listen, I need a solution. So okay, so number one was the webinar. Okay, the second thing that you can do to launch your program and get more clients is the 5-day challenge, or it could be 7 days, 5 to 7 day challenge. And that's where you run some type of challenge where you're working with people and you're serving people all week. And then you present them with an offer on one of those 5 days, right? And so same concept, you're giving value, you're serving people, and then you make an offer. Okay. So this is what I like to call selling by serving. You're serving, and when you're serving, You have earned your right to sell because you've been working with people, you've been giving out all this value, you've been helping people for free, and now you've earned your right to sell. Okay, so then you extend the opportunity to join your program on one of those days. But the 5 day challenge or 5 to 7 day challenge, what that does is it gives people an entire week to warm up to you and get to know you, right? So if you were in my boot camp last week, then you got to know me. If you didn't know me before, you got to know me, and you figured out, okay, if I join Shanta's program, she's not going to take my money and run, right? Because you spent the entire week with me during that boot camp, and so you got the opportunity to get to know me and see my style and how I teach. And so then I extended you an offer to work with me inside of my Expert Branding Academy. Okay, and so right, that's right. Hey, Major. So you earn your right to sell. And so don't feel don't let that process feel sleazy, right? We're not the sleazy type of salespeople, right? We're earning our right to sell. We're selling through serving, okay? And so when you're doing these challenges, you're really serving, you're helping people, and you're allowing people to see what you can do. This is why I always talk about how the fastest way to start getting clients is to start serving people. I have people in, let me just tell you a story about a lady who she sent me an email and she said, I noticed she was looking at all of my accomplishments in my bio. And she said, well, I noticed you went to this specific school of ministry and then you went and you have this degree, and you have this. And she was like, do you think I need this to go to this school of ministry? Because I want to start coach. And I stopped her and I said, you know what? I had to stop this conversation because we were going back and forth. And I said, let me stop this conversation right now. And I said I emailed her back and I said, don't you get another certification? Because she had a whole bunch of different letters behind her name. Y'all know what I'm talking about. When you see someone's name and then they have like all these different letters and codes and they mean something, right? I said, don't you get another certification? You have enough stuff already, right? Because what happens is if you're constantly getting certifications, you're constantly going to school. Listen, I love school. I have 4 college degrees, right? I love me some school. However, constantly being in that loop of going to school, going to get this certification, going to get that certification can keep you from actually serving people when you're already ready to serve people right now, right? So the fastest way to start getting clients is to start serving people. So when you start doing these conversion events, you're actually serving people and people are starting to see, oh my gosh, this is so good. I want more of this. I want more. And so the 5 day challenge gives people plenty of time to get to know you and to feel connected to you and want to invest with you. I will tell you that people are not pulling out their credit card to invest with you if they don't trust you, if they don't feel like they know you. These conversion events give your ideal clients the time to trust you and to get to know you so that they're prepared to actually invest with you. And of course, you're always going to have some people who won't invest. But I guarantee you, you will have some people who will want to invest with you and join your programs. Okay, so that's the 5 day challenge. Now, the other thing that you can do is you can do a training series where you can do it in parts. So it's almost like a challenge, but not quite. These trainings can be pre-recorded and you could release them on a specific day or time. And that also gives people enough time to get to know you when you're doing constant touches, multiple touches with them. And by the end of that process or the end of that week, then they feel like, oh my goodness, I've watched 3 or 4 trainings with this person and I'm ready. Right. So that these are my favorite, the training series and the 5 day challenge. Those are my favorite ones for high ticket because you're giving people enough time to want to invest $10,000 or $350 a month or $500 a month. My clients all, none of them have programs that are less than $350 a month. And except for one who has like a membership program, but she's doing something different. And then I have another client who works with teens, but her prices have recently increased. And so we're all about raising some prices inside of the academy. Why? Because you're worth it. Your time is worth it. Your expertise is worth it. And let me tell you, there are people who will pay you. I say that almost every time I'm doing a live video. There are people who will pay you. Okay. They'll pay you your asking price. And so for those of you who are like, nobody, I feel like I need to lower my prices. You do not need to lower your prices. You just need to find the right people. If someone is complaining about your prices, that is not your ideal client. And you need to move into circles and find people who are your ideal clients. There's somebody out there for everybody, right? I always say, don't go to Nordstrom and complain about the prices, right? If you don't like the prices, go to where you like the prices, right? And so you have to decide what kind of brand you're going to build. Now, there are some people who like to build a brand where they go for volume, which means they sell at lower price points, but they sell large amounts at lower price points. And that's fine too if that's the way that they want to go. But what I teach for my clients is I like high ticket because it doesn't take as long or as much effort to reach their income goals. Okay. So if you want to make $10,000 and your program is $500 a month, then it makes it easier for you to actually reach your income goals than if your program was $100 a month. That's why I like high ticket, because you get to position your program the way that you want it and in a way that serves your clients, and you don't have to put as much effort in to reach those income goals. Okay. So if it's 50,000, 60,000, 100K, which is absolutely possible, then your program needs to be priced accordingly, right? And so then when your program is priced accordingly, if it's high ticket, you have to think about what type of strategies you're using to draw people in. Okay. If you're high ticket, then you should be looking at the webinar to call, or the 5-day challenge. And then you can send them directly to your sales page and book calls as well, right? I like to book calls. I know you probably have seen these ads where people are like, I made $500,000 last year and I did not do one sales call, right? I like to do calls because, first of all, I do not want to work with people who are going to drain me and zap my energy. I don't. So I like to see if the person is going to be a good fit. So I like to get on a call and talk to this person and find out if they're going to be a great fit for the program. And a lot of that can also be done before you even get on a call with the person, right? So I like to book calls because I like to, figure out like where this person is at. Are they going to be a good fit? How are they going to fit into the dynamic of the rest of the group? Because we have a really awesome chemistry inside of the academy. Like, everybody is kind of like on the same page. They're doing their own thing in their own spaces, but they're all positive. They're all very supportive and willing to share their expertise. Like, my clients help each other with certain things. One of my clients is a writing strategist, and she helped another one of my clients to write a chapter for a book that she had to submit. And so, and they're like, on in each other's groups. We're all in everybody's groups, and one of my clients was like, hey, I do my weekly show. If any of you guys want to come on my weekly show, you're welcome to come on my weekly show. So, everybody is very supportive of each other. So when I'm talking to people, I'm considering that, like, how is this person going to fit in the dynamic of the rest of the group and with what we're doing? If the person is negative and they complain a lot, and that is not my ideal client. My ideal client wants to do the work, right? They just need to know what to do. And when they know what to do, they're doing it. One of my clients was able to quit her full-time job. Okay. She left her 9 to 5 and now she's working with her clients full-time because she's doing the work, right? So if you scared to work, I might not be the coach for you, because like I'm going to give you all of the things that you need to do, all of the steps that you need to do, and then help you do it. Okay. And so that's what makes the difference, is you actually have the expertise there, not with just me, but the other people, right, inside of the academy. Okay. So right. All money is not good money. I totally agree with that, right? Because if you're stressed out and this client is draining you, that is not probably the best way to go, because you don't want to build a business that you hate. You want to build a business that you're like, I can't believe people are paying me for this, right? Because you're doing something that you love to do and you're like, I cannot believe I get paid to do this. Like I kid you not. I wake up most days and I'm like, God, thank you that I get to serve my clients the way, and look at all of the amazing things that they're accomplishing. And I'm like, God, thank you that I get to be the one to help them, or one of the ones to help them, right? It takes a village. So I'm thankful that I get to be one of the ones who is helping them to reach their goals. Okay. So just a quick recap of what we talked about today. We're talking about um, selling your program offer, and the three launch strategies. There are plenty of launch strategies, but three launch strategies that you can use to get more clients. We talked about the webinar, which is some type of session that you're doing, whether it's direct to camera like you and I are right now, or if you have a slideshow. And then we talked about the 5-day challenge, which is also one of my favorites because I love teaching. So with the challenge, I get to teach, more often. And you can call it whatever you want to call it. You can, like, mine is I call it a boot camp, right? Because I was in the Navy and I've actually been to boot camp, right? Most people who use the term boot camp have not been to boot camp. Like, I've been to real boot camp. Well, okay, my husband was in the Marines, so he may argue on the actual real boot camp term, but I've been to boot camp, so I call mine a boot camp. So you can call it whatever you want to call it, but that the 5-day challenge or 7 days can give your ideal clients enough time to get to know you if you're selling high ticket. Even if you're not selling high ticket, that 5-day challenge can still do some awesome work for you. It can do like all of the heavy lifting with you and your audience. And then the other one that we talked about was like a training series where you could release a certain amount of trainings over a certain period of time. Let's say on day one, you release a training, and then on the third day, you release a training, and then on the fifth day, you release another one, and then you start offering your program. So these are all called conversion events, where the purpose of these events are to allow people the opportunity to get to know you and trust you, right? These conversion events are for you to be able to serve people so they can see how you do business, so they can see an example of what they'll be getting if and when they work with you. So these conversion events build trust and they build a rapport with your ideal clients. But most importantly, these conversion events are an opportunity for you to extend your offer or your program to people, giving them the chance to work with you on a deeper level. So the whole concept of a conversion event is for you to convert an ideal client into a paying client, right? So they go from being in your audience, being a spectator in your audience, to actually working with you inside of your programs, okay? So listen, if you have any questions about anything that I talked about, you can go ahead and feel free to drop it in the comment box. I always come back and answer questions or comments. And if you're interested, I have a class on this where I talk about those three strategies that I just gave you. And I talk about 4 more launch strategies that you can use, for a total of 7 different launch strategies that you can use to enroll clients. So if you're interested in that free course, just send me a quick direct message right here on Facebook. If you're watching me from YouTube, you can send me an email at info@shantaprince.com and let me know, hey, I want that class, and I will send you the link right away. You can sign up for that class. It's totally free to you. And you actually get a login. So when you sign up, you actually get a login and a password where you can actually log in and access the course. And you'll get 4 more strategies for how you can get more clients into your program. All right. So I will see y'all again on next Thursday. If you have any questions or any topics you want me to talk about, just let me know. Everybody knows that, well, not everybody. If you're new here, you may not know this, but I'm very approachable and very reachable through the direct message. So if you want to send me a message, you're like, hey, Shanta, can you talk about this? Can you cover this? This helps me to know what it is that you need. So when I hit the live button, I know that I'm talking about something that you actually want to know about, right? I know that I'm covering something that you need and something that you want to know right now, something that's relevant to you. So if you have any questions about stuff that you want to talk about, things that you want to cover, send me a message, okay? If you want the link to sign up for that free class that I just told you about, send me a direct message, okay? If you're on YouTube, you can email me at info@shantaprince.com and say, hey, Shanta, I want that class that you talked about, and I'll send you the link so you can get signed up. All right. Well, I will see you guys next week. And for those of you inside of the group, I'll be seeing you throughout the week. And I hope you have a wonderful Thursday and a wonderful holiday weekend. See you again soon.